Hi everyone, welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zurcher, and today I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I'm working on. Well, one of the things I'm working on, which is to cover some old journals that I had when I was just a young girl. So I'm going to take you over there. I'm doing some stitching, some hand stitching, a lot of painting, some collage, layering, the whole bit, and it's really just a process of an exercise in sort of loosening up and trying new things and testing out some ideas and just seeing where it goes in a very kind of low-key, no pressure way of working. So come along with me if you feel like it and see what I'm up to. We'll have some fun. This is what I've been working on. These are a whole bunch of journals that I mean, this is 1973. This was my first journal. I have about 20 of them, and I don't really want my kids to have to deal with these. There are a lot of teenage angst, all kinds of stuff. In any case, so I started to play around with painting them and covering them with other stuff, collage. I've done some stitching. In here, I actually did some machine sewing. I stitched directly into the page so that on the other side you can see the stitching, which I kind of like. I then took the stitching and the lines and created another sort of composition from it. I took old bits of things that I've worked on over the years, demonstrating stitches and stuff. I've been cutting those up, adding them. There's a lot of different materials in here. This is an old, one of those cartons that come with the berries that actually matched this dyed silk that I had. And then I painted. So anyway, this is what I've been doing, and I thought that tomorrow I might demonstrate some of how I'm, doing this. This is the next page. You can see where I did some machine sewing here, so that'll get covered up. These are old things that I painted and cut up, and it's just kind of fun. You can use up old stuff. This isn't for anyone but me. It's just playing with materials, composition, seeing what different things I can do, seeing how it feels to, this is GIMP, French knots, what it feels like to stitch through paper and then paint on top of it. So it's been kind of fun, and I'm going to keep going. So here we go with the next page, and I'd like to start with just kind of a collage. I've got lots of paper here that I just kind of rip up, and I like to. I can use this tacky glue. I've got a bunch of different glues. I've also got this one, which is the Tombow glue, which is also fine. I'll put links for both of these down below. Or you can use matte medium, which this is Golden's matte medium. Again, I'll put the link for this down below as well. And matte medium works nicely for anything that's paper related. For the fabric stuff, I tend to use the glue, either one of these, because well, you'll see. I find it a bit easier. So I'm just going to take my matte medium here, and I pour a little bit into this palette. I've got some water and some brushes here, over here. So I'll just clean my brush a little bit. It's kind of not very good about cleaning brushes. I've got so many brushes. I don't think I'll ever need to buy another brush. You know, every time the kids had a project, we bought new brushes. Anyway. Okay, so, well, I've got this scrap here, too. So I think I'll add this on. So I brushed the back of it. And then I put it where I want it. This is just laying the groundwork. It's just kind of a preliminary, so I'm not really worrying about where this is going. I do want this on the edge, however. And then I can brush some matte medium over it. And this is some rice paper, so I'll just brush that medium on here. And then I'll just put this wherever. Doesn't really matter. Worry too much about getting all the air bubbles out, because honestly these pages are so rippled and I stitch into them, and so if this were, you know, something, a piece that I was, you know, I don't know, thinking was more important, I would, I guess, spend a little more time, but as it is, no. All right, now what else do I have? I've got some ledger paper here. Put that up and put that here maybe. So again, I'm just filling the area with collage. It's just kind of another layer. And then I'll start painting on it, or I'll start sewing on it. Let's see, I think I want some color in here, so I've got some paper that I've painted, and I will tear that. Now, as you'll notice, so this edge has got the paint and this edge has the white. It's how you tear it, right? So if you tear it this way, you're going to get that white edge. If you tear it down, you're not going to get the white edge. All right. Sometimes you want the white edge. All right, where am I going to put this? I think I'll put this over here. Put a little color here. I'm not sure I want that. I think I'll put it over here. That was getting close to the center. So here I've got this. And okay, I'm going to keep going. These are a couple more of the pages that I've done. So, you know, I'm doing my stitching, and on this one, I did the stitching on a piece of, this is an old piece of fabric that I was demonstrating stuff, and so then I just machine sewed it onto here as well as here. And I wanted to show this page because this is one that I'm just starting. So it initially, you can see my little 12-year-old writing in here. And then I took an ink wash and I just used a brush and brushed over it. This is some tissue paper that I painted and then sprayed fixative on. And that's an easy thing to then tear up and use. So then I used a matte medium. I like this, the golden matte medium, and brushed it on the back and then brushed it on, and then you let it just sort of sit. You can see then I used charcoal. I have a couple of different kinds of charcoal, lots of different charcoal, but these are fun because you can sort of like rub them against the page and then they just pick up whatever is sticking up. This is a more sort of typical, you know, charcoal, which you can then just make marks. I then used also graphite on here. So I may just, and then the thing about charcoal is that you can use the whole piece, you know, or you can just very lightly draw on. And it's fun to kind of play, you know. Kind of smack down middle of the page. It's okay. This is all dispersed layers, and I'm going to cover over all of this, or not all of it, but some of it. Another thing that's fun to then do, well, first of all, you can fix this if you don't want to use a brush to, you know, spread it around. You can also use a brush and water to kind of dilute some of the stuff that's, or make it more transparent. And then you can take, you know, and blot it. Remove stuff you don't want. The other thing you can do is, these are, I really like these. These are, they're called Molotow pens, and they have acrylic, it's like a semi-gloss acrylic paint inside, and these are great. First of all, you can do this, you know, like just, but then you can also, again, you know, just sort of twirl them around. You know, this is all sort of random markings, right? And again, same here. You can put it on the page, but you can also just do what I'm doing, which is kind of shake some of the paint out. I have a whole bunch of these. You can even purchase them in a whole group. You know, these are 20 markers. I'll put the links for all of this below. I love these. Now, another thing you can do is you can just take paint. This is fabric paint, but you know, you can do it for anything. And it's in black. And it's got like a little squeegee thing, and you can just you know, just kind of do that. None of this has to be so precious. You're just putting stuff down. You don't have to think about it. Another thing that I love using is these. These are oil pastels, and they just have a beautiful kind of feel to them. I think I'll add a little red here, maybe. Now again, if I don't like this, you know, I can just paint over it. It's fun to kind of, you know, just let it go off the page. Let's see. So the other thing is I just want to add a little sort of bits of red. I'm treating this as one page. So instead of this and this, I'm sort of treating it as all of a piece. But this is really just a way to kind of loosen up and play and see what you can do and experiment and not get too crazy about any of it, because it's just having fun, you know. I'm just playing. So maybe I'll do something in here. And I haven't even started, you know, stitching or anything. I haven't done any kind of stitching. I'm just doing some stuff down here now. And of course, this paint that I put in that's actually quite gloppy, you can see it's really sitting up from the page. I'm just going to let that dry. That's kind of it, you know. I'm just not really concerned too much about this. I'll keep working on this and add some other things, and then come back to it. I might bring out another journal and work on that because while this one dries. I think I smudged it with my sweater, which isn't great. So if you do that and you've got on a sweater, just make sure you wash it right away because it is acrylic. So, you know, need to wash that. That's it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing a work in progress, and I will continue in this fashion. I'll show another segment where I'm really doing more stitching rather than painting. Thanks so much for watching, and let's keep creating together.